Hey guys, it's Steph from Hot and Moving. So 2 years ago or 2 summers ago, this is a big story of the Rays shortstop Wander Franco. Getting some hot water for having inappropriate relationship with a young person. All right. Definitely rocked the Rays, considering that they had signed him to a 11-year, $182 million contract in November 2021, right? The contract could have been worth up to $223 million with a club option, and we know the Rays don't spend money like that. They don't. The Rays have been one of the teams to really know how to maximize their farm league system and have an eye for talent, and always find ways to stay competitive, right? So he was going to be one of those guys that are a staple and lock him in. Great player at the time. Okay, but it was weird. He was sending money to the young person, the young girl he's having a relationship with, parents or mom or whatever. It was so messy in the Rays. They didn't drop him, but they put him on the he's on the MLB administrative or restrictive list. Okay. And from what I've read is that his career is done because of this conviction. It's a 2-year suspended prison time, but I mean, look, that's in Dominican Republic, but having this criminal record now, it can make it hard for him to play under a work visa, work green card, however it goes, for international players and people who come to the States for employment. Essentially he's done. Right now the Rays still own his rights. Okay. Now I'll say this. Now look, he's only 24 years old, man, and his career could be done. It's possible, right? But I'll leave out a 5% chance that maybe after 2 years he can find a way back in the league with the Rays. I know it's disgusting. I know, but it's pro sports and the guy's talented, right? And the only objective is winning. We'll find out how morally corrupt or not MLB is. If there is, because look, man, they're saying that he because of these crimes he can't come back and play, because hard to get a work visa and all that stuff. Money talks, money moves needles. You know what I'm saying? With some time passing, could he play ball in Dominican locally? Okay, and then because look, we haven't heard from him, so the temperature's been quiet, but this is new news because he's finally been convicted and sentenced. So maybe in a couple years it dies down. Could he come back to the MLB? Maybe. I'll leave a 5% chance out there, because the guy's a talented player, very talented. However, your talent should not skirt you from the law. Okay, these crimes were done in the Dominican. I think that the charges are kind of light. Yeah. I read one article. I think this other one is saying that they were looking for 5 years. They were looking to prosecute him for 5 years. The prosecution wanted to get him for 5 years. Yeah, prosecution requested a 5-year sentence for Franco. It's always weird with these type of crimes where these sentences feel like a slap on the wrist, and it's a shame. But given his profile and his earning potential, if he does go back in the MLB, you don't want to stifle that. Sucks. It's the world we live in. But nonetheless, though, he got his prison sentence, 2 years. Very high, most highly likely that his career is done in the major leagues. But again, I'll leave a little % chance out there that with some time, maybe he can come back to the States. Maybe, right? This is going to be a test case. If the MLB, are they truly done with him? Are they truly finished? And the MLB is not going to use their power, and the Rays aren't going to use their powers to be able to allow him back in the States, or to allow him to come back in the States and play baseball for the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm sure they can use his talents, but they've been fine without him, though. I think for the most part, I got to check out the records though. So the 2024 season, I'm not sure where they finished. I think when he got suspended, I think they were doing pretty well. I think they won 100 games or something like that in 2023. I gotta double check. Either way, though, he was a big part of their success when he was playing, right? And now that's not going to be the case anymore. Career done. And it is disgusting, when you hear these crimes, especially when it's a high profile player, and they get a hand slap on the wrist, So Should I think his career be done? Yeah, I think it should be done. I don't think he should be allowed back in the States, and I don't think he should be allowed to play baseball ever again, or at least in the major leagues. Absolutely not. However, though, that's how I feel. But, when it comes to big business and Major League Baseball money and needing talent, and considering how young he is, even if he doesn't come back for another 2 years, he'll be 26. And if he's maintaining his skills playing local ball out in Dominican Republic, that door could possibly be open. And if he keeps his nose clean and not getting any trouble and any more hiccups, very possible. 5% chance. Highly doubt it, but it's pro sports. You know how these things go, especially with the talent this young. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think of the latest from Franco. Man, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.